Hello and welcome to Dungeon Defender Strategies by Considered Normal. I'm your host, Matthew Koster. This tutorial I'm going to be basically doing the deeper well again, like I did with the Huntress, but this time I'm going to be doing it with my Apprentice. Now my Apprentice is a little bit higher in level, he's level 41, and he has a lot more damage. Now, he would have had a lot more damage if I hadn't accidentally dropped my my staff. I was doing a tutorial earlier on how to basically go about your items, and I accidentally dropped a really good staff, which basically had a lot more buffs to my towers. So I lost at least 5 buffs on each tower, and that really set me back a bit. But my character's at a high enough level now where I can make easy work of doing the deeper well. Now, I can do this on Insane, no problem at all. However, for the tutorial purposes, I'm doing it on hard. For the simple reason that I don't want to be set on a time limit when showing you how to set up a good defense against the creatures that come out. So there are quite a bit of strategies for an Apprentice. The one that I'm showing you is the one that I like to use. It's not great for time, because I'm basically up here protecting the crystal. I build most of my defenses up here. I used to defend down here, put my defenses here, and then of course defenses up here for there. But I found that I was using too many towers because I was basically creating 4 defense points. 1, 2, and of course on the side 3, 4. So I moved my defenses down here and basically created a wall along here, which allowed me to use the towers from over here, which could defend the lower part, would also defend the upper part. So I managed to basically minimize my defenses by joining them all together in one spot. Again, it's a good defense to try and make sure that you don't get any hits to your crystal. However, it's not great for time-wise, so you might lose on your time bonuses. So it's not exactly the best strategy to use, but it is a very good strategy. It works on all 4 levels, or all 4 difficulties of the level. So now that I've basically gathered all the mana that I can, let me start building my defenses here. Now notice the way that I point my towers. I point them in such a way that I get maximum coverage and I'm not wasted on blind spots. Some people put them this way here, but you notice how there's a lot of blind spot and a lot of wasted space to the left. No creatures come in that area, so I basically just put it to a point where there's very little blind spot and I get maximum coverage, or what I consider to be maximum coverage that I need to have. Now the other thing I'm going to put down quickly, because I have enough mana for it, is 2 walls. Now if my defenses do their job, they don't get this far, they don't even get close to the wall. But on Insane they do, and I usually end up upgrading the walls to help defend against them while my towers do the rest of the work. So that's pretty much it. I still have 40 left in mana, but I don't need it. I'm not going to waste it, because I'm going to need to have the mana next round to upgrade my defenses, actually build better defenses. So let's get the first round off. Now, what I like to do in the first round, and it's not recommended for those with lower staffs, it worked great with my other staff because it had 5 shots at a time, but I basically just come up from behind and I usually don't get hit. Again, because I lost my staff, it doesn't work as well, unfortunately. So I've already been hit and I'm going to lose the points for that. And I also don't have as much health as I had with my other staff. Now the staff I'm using is the staff that you get for killing the second boss, which is the gnome mechanics. Not gnome, sorry, I can't remember what it's called, but basically it was a mechanical beast you had to kill. So that's the staff that I'm using now. It's not as powerful as the staff that I had, unfortunately, but it'll have to do. So now I'm going to collect the rest of my mana. Now, as I'd mentioned in my previous tutorial, or I may not have, I can't remember, I've done the tutorial about 4 or 5 times now for the first one, trying to get it right. What happens is some of the creatures are immune to certain effects, so for the Huntress, nobody's immune to the proximity mine, and for the Apprentice, nobody's immune to the magic missile tower. However, the magic missile tower is not very powerful. So what I like to do is I like to mix it up, and I like to have the fire. The fire I will put straight on, so that it protects both down below and up here. And this one here, the way I pointed it, so it also protects up here and down there. Now, what I used to do is I used to rely solely on fire until I realized that those who are immune to fire, well, they just walk right past those towers and they do nothing for you. So I started to put down magic missiles as well. Although they do very little damage, they do take care of those that are immune to fire. So it is a good strategy to have at least one of each at the beginning. Later on I'll be putting up lightning, which is also a good defense. So because I have some mana left over, I'm going to put up the defenses that I need for the side here, because eventually there will be a creature coming from that door and the one over here, and I want to make sure that I have my defenses up well enough in time. Now if you're playing this on Insane, you have a limited build time. I've managed to put up these defenses no problem, and in between when I'm being attacked I'll also build at that point as well, especially when I'm behind protected barriers, getting ready for the next level sort of thing to try and minimize my time. Okay, so I'm pretty much set up the way that I need to be for this round. So let's set it off. And because my towers are such high level, it does make short work of any of the enemies. They don't even get to the barrier. But at lower levels, they will get to your barrier, so make sure that you upgrade it whenever you have enough mana to do so, because that's basically your only defense. Once they get past these towers, there's nothing stopping them. So you do want to have an upgrade to your walls if possible. So I've collected enough mana to upgrade the two that need upgrading right now. Now, so I've been using this strategy for the last 20 levels on this character. Again, I do play mostly the Deeper Well. This is probably one of the easiest levels to play. I play it mostly on Insane, which gives a lot more experience, a lot more items, a lot more mana. But the strategies do work for almost every level, especially if you're lower level, playing on easy. This is a really great defense for that level as well. Okay, so now I have enough to build up my next defense, which is basically going to be a lightning tower. This was put in at later levels once I had access to the lightning tower. If you don't have access to it, you can put down another fireball and another missile here, which will protect against the guys coming from the door. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any more mana. I forgot those cost 120. These are the ones that cost 80. But that's okay, because this round here, there's nothing coming from the sides, so it should be an okay round for me. They won't get past my defenses yet. But I should have enough by the next round to put a lightning there and fireball and magic missile on either side, and that'll take care of my side grunts that come out of there. Again, because of the high level of my towers, they don't seem to be making it to the defenses. As the electricity is one of the great towers to have, as it takes out multiple people quite easily. Okay, so put another lightning bolt here. As you notice, my defenses are very symmetrical in the fact that I basically mirror everything I do on one side, I do to the other side to make it even. It also allows me to basically improve on my strategies. If I find a hole in one side, I can make it work on both sides so that I don't have that problem either way. Okay, so I should have enough now to put down a magic missile and a fireball turret or tower on both sides. Okay, that should pretty much be it. I usually don't need to upgrade these guys here. Again, they're so high powered. If you do have mana, I would recommend upgrading them. Unlike I'd mentioned with the Huntress, where you have to replace everything constantly, so there's no need to upgrade. With the Apprentice, the more you upgrade, the better your towers are. You don't replace your towers ever unless they've been damaged and destroyed. So it's best to basically upgrade the ones that you can. I prefer to upgrade my lightning as they do the most damage. After lightning, I do my fireballs. Now, the good thing about having lightning and fire is, again, the magic missile towers aren't really needed anymore because I do have two different types of elements going. So if they're immune to lightning bolts, they're not immune to fire. If they're immune to fire, they're not immune to lightning bolts. So you do always want to have two types of towers guarding each defense point to eliminate anybody who's immune to any of the elements. So that's it for that round. We're now going into the fourth round here. Now, as I had mentioned, this is not the best strategy for time-wise, as it takes them quite a long time to get from the bottom up to the top here. So if you're going for the quickest time, this is definitely not the strategy for you. If you are looking to defend your crystal with the minimum amount of defenses and the minimum amount of mana, this is probably a really good strategy for you to use. Now with the strategy, I usually get done in about, I believe it was 324 on Insane. And I'm not sure what it is. It was like 244 on Hard is my record. And I'm not sure how I did the defenses for that one. But again, I'm not more into time, although the less time it takes you to do something, the more bonus points you get. So again, if you're looking at getting the maximum bonus points and stuff, this is probably not the best strategy. Building down on this level here might be better for you. I had set up a defense where I had set up most of my defenses here, as well as some on the side, and that did quite well speed-wise. I haven't tested it on Insane yet, but if it does work out, I'll post that as being another strategy that can be used. Okay, so I don't need to upgrade anything. So I'm going to do is I'm going to bank my mana because I don't need it. And then we're going to kick off the last and final round. Now I find lightning towers to be probably the best towers to have because they do a lot of damage to a lot of people at once. Especially once you start upgrading them to higher levels, the chains get longer and longer. Now, as you can see, that first wave is already gone. Now we're on to the second mini wave, I guess you could say. And the lightning again will make short work of them. So let's see what kind of words I got here. No core damage, no player damage. Completed the wave. And I got the Knight Award. Perfect. Now I didn't get the Total Strategist award like I had with the Huntress. So again, this isn't probably the best strategy to use for the best strategy for time-wise. It's probably definitely not the best strategy. It is a good one though. It does work for all 4 difficulty levels of the deepest well. So definitely try it out and see if it works for you. If you do have a better strategy, I challenge you to create a video that shows your strategy. And just froze a bit. So once again, this is Dungeon Defender Strategies by Considered Normal. My name is Matthew Koster. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope to make a few more tutorials on different levels, showing you what strategies I've used and what I've been successful with. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope to see you in the next video.